What if I tell you that not one, but 3 women started the development of a major vaccine against COVID-19? Kismeka Covert, Shen Wei, and Sarah Gilbert are the 3 developers of a product that can change the world and quality of life. Since 1901, only 22 women have won a Nobel Prize, and these 3 developers are in the run to become a part of this small group. Their hard work is now under worldwide eyes. They have been able to use all their knowledge on various issues to come up with a product as successful and important as the vaccine. But this is just one of the cases where women have shown the capacities to contribute to major improvements all around the world. And there's still a long way to achieve gender equality. Hi, my name is Ilana Gomez Dacach, and I'm a fellow supporter and believer that women are great leaders of change. Through the years, we have been taught that women can do more and are conductors of improvement. But have we really understood the science behind it? Nowadays, women are the principal promoters of great discoveries and starters of the key accomplishment process of humanity. They have managed to work for a spot to participate in science, literature, politics, journalism, entertainment, art, and sports. Actually, if we take ourselves to the past, let's say the 18th century, we can see one of the million cases in which a woman had limited opportunities due to her gender. Laura Bassi was an Italian scientist who was the first woman to become a physics professor at a European university. When she tried to pursue her job as a professor, she wasn't allowed because of her gender, being a woman. Women couldn't teach at universities at that time. Because of that, Bassi gave lectures and experimental demonstrations at her home. In 1740, Pope Benedict XIV was chosen. In 1745, the Pope decided to reorganize the Bologna Academy of Scientists to pursue a unique group of 25 scientists. Bassi encouraged the Pope to make her part of the 25. After much consideration, the Pope decided to make Bassi one of the 25 scientists, but she didn't have the same privilege as the other 24 because of her gender. Finally, in 1776, Bassi was appointed to the chair of experimental physics at the University of Bologna. She was the first woman ever named to a chair of experimental physics at a university. Moving forward in time, let's say the early 20th century, Cecilia Payne was an American astronomer that discovered that stars are made of hydrogen and helium, and that stars could be organized according to their temperatures. The University of Cambridge refused to give her a degree because she was a woman. Now, to particles of this extensive list of examples, let's move forward to this time, the 21st century. Silvia Serrano is a 36-year-old microbiologist that is evaluating the different clinical behaviors of Colombian patients with breast cancer. She's analyzing how the genes and elements can affect and impact the prognosis of patients. She says that with the investigation and more, the results can help control the disease and make it less powerful to the human body. Now, can you raise your hand if you knew any of these examples? Thank you. These are just 3 of many examples where women have shown the capacities to contribute to major improvements all around the world. But I'm not just here to talk about all the amazing things women have done, but about how gender inequality has improved through the years, but still needs change. Women still have to demonstrate their value in the professional environment so they can be recognized. If we think about it, it's not fair because women are equal and prepared to carry out the positions held in their field. According to a study by Babson College, businesses with at least a female executive tend to have a higher valuation than companies with all men in C-level positions. In fact, companies with a female executive are worth 64% more at first funding and 49% more at last funding than their own male counterparts. With numbers like that, it's no wonder that the amount of early-stage investing companies with at least a female executive has been growing over the past 15 years, tripling to 15% from a mere 5%. But there's still room to grow. Only this year, they have identified around 1,500 executive leaders, and actually 42% of them have the position of CEO. There was a study by El Tiempo, a Colombian newspaper, that concluded that the environment that leaders value the most is a promotion characterized by openness, integrity, and integration. In other words, interest, transparency, and spontaneous sharing of information are permanent, where principles are clear and uncompromising, empathy, and collaboration in the team flow naturally. The proportion of female CEOs increased from 15% in 2019 to 26% in 2021. Understanding all these examples and statistics, we can take into account that without gender equality, women wouldn't be able to have all these opportunities of being CEOs and having the ability to change one job to a higher valuation. Both men and women have the right to be equally treated in every aspect of the professional field. Nature is perfect, and as a part of nature, both women and men were created to complement each other and work as a team. Any task, job, or project will be done more successful if done by this nature perfect team, a complementary team. How women and men complement each other in terms of emotional intelligence, strength, organizing skills, multitasking, etc. Women should be treated equally in the professional field because they're equal to men. First of all, we're all human beings. All human beings have their own advantages and vulnerabilities regardless of their gender. Secondly, we all have the same academic qualifications and have the same professional abilities to change one job to a higher valuation. For me, it's not doing women a favor and including them because they have to. It's the action of officially recognizing their ability and how much knowledge they can bring to the workplace, including them in government positions, leadership roles, board members, and so much more. It's all about treating and viewing everyone with the same eyes, not be biased and truly value the contribution of women. I encourage everyone as a society to analyze how we're treating our sisters, mothers, wives, daughters, and truly value the importance of how we treat them in terms of personal and professional aspects. With these, we can be a more equal community that deeply recognizes the greater value women have in not only the creation of wonderful homes, but the creation of the universe, in sustaining the human race, scientific advances, and business advances. I want to conclude this talk with a message that women are great leaders of change, and that together with men, we can make a better team. I invite you to reflect upon the capacities of women and gender equality. How would the world evolve if there was a real gender equality? I hope I communicated and helped you reflect on all the aspects that demonstrate that women are capable of doing anything and everything. All can climb high and prove their strength. Gender inequality can be overcome, and I'm sure moving forward it will disappear. We've seen changes in the past few years, improvements that show this is in a constant movement and development. I have the aspiration that one day, when I'm talking to my 15-year-old daughter, I will not need to tell her about inequality towards women, because there will be none. Thank you.